All right, here we are, Trina's Loop. Maybe the greatest loop in all of Flagstaff. We've got a great crew this morning. We got Olympic steeplechase finalist John Gay joining us and the German Aaron Benenfeld. We're going to do double threshold today. Session 1, mile repeats, threshold obviously. We're going to take some blood. We're going to get some measurements. We're going to have some fun. It's only 48 hours post Boulderthon half, which was a spontaneous race I jumped in this last weekend. Got my first win in 3 years. Pretty excited about it. But yeah, this should be fun. We're going to work together, hopefully survive the day, and run double threshold the way it's intended to be run. But if you close your eyes, we did a little bit of blood lactate testing in the first session. I'll run through those splits and talk about a little bit of the blood lactate readings and how I've used those as well with my double threshold. So we did 8 by mile in the morning off 60 to 70 seconds rest. I was roughly locked in at like 4:55 per mile. First rep, 4:54. Second rep was 4:56, and we took a blood reading after that. The blood reading was 2.9 millimole, which for me is really low. I generally, running that pace up here, have seen readings closer to 4, which is like kind of like the red line that you don't want to cross too far over. You want to be right around 4, plus or minus a little bit. We're still trying to learn how my body processes lactate and how to manage that properly, but more so gathering information with the blood lactate, which you'll see in this video. Rep 3, 4:54. Rep 4, 4:54. We took another blood reading after the 4th rep. That one was 4.9, so a little bit on the high side. I was advised to back off a touch, see if I could lower it a little bit. So I slowed down to 4:57, 4:56. 4:56. Good work. You gonna call it there?
Yeah, we'll come back tonight.
Perfect.
Like right now, I don't want to test my butt.
Yeah. A lot of people that I coach and people that I know always ask, should I be doing double threshold? And I would say for 99.9% of runners, the answer is probably no. This is like if you're already maxing out your single day capabilities for threshold work, that's where I see the benefit is like how it's like trying to get more out of yourself once you've reached that ceiling. So it's definitely a training philosophy that's grown a ton in the sport with the Norwegian training method being coined because the Ingebrigtsens have popularized this, but this is something that I don't think they invented. I just think they've kind of taken it by storm, and now you're seeing all the best 5K, 1500 meter runners in the world capitalize on this way to get super, super aerobically strong and efficient. 5:01, kind of fell asleep on the 7th rep. The reason why I'm doing double threshold is 1, my new coach is suggesting that I do it, but 2, it was something that I knew I wanted to try for a long time. I've kind of waffled on my belief in where it fits in a marathon training block, because the marathon's all about pounding and sustaining efforts. So why would we break up the efforts into 2 different sessions if the whole goal of the race is to do as much as you can and manage fatigue in the moment? And I think the place where double threshold has given me confidence and made me feel a little bit better, this build it's like layups, it's like very fundamental, easy. You can do a little bit quicker paces and a little bit more volume with a little less overall taxing. So you're running faster, you're running more, and it takes less out of you. If I had done, say, a 14-mile threshold or 1 giant session in the AM, I think that the toll that would have taken on my body the next day would have been tenfold what it was, broken into 2 sessions, broken into interval lengths. And that's really been nice because I've been able to, in the last 4 weeks, stack 4 straight 120-mile weeks, something I've never done before. That used to be like peak mileage, like I could touch it once or twice a block. But now, because I've incorporated more frequent, insane hits to the threshold system, no workouts that I'm like ending hands on knees, and I'm ending all these workouts in control, I'm able to feel like 120-mile weeks are just coming to me. And that's something that I think is going to benefit me really well in the marathon is that practice of like, okay, running these paces and feeling as relaxed as humanly possible. So
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's worked out.
What's the last mile in?
55. Felt the smoothest. Not bad. I dropped it a little bit. 4.4. Last rep 456. Took one last blood reading at 4.4. So dropped it a little bit from rep 4 to rep 8, which is a really good sign because you should build lactate as a workout like this goes on as you get more volume in your legs. So if I'm able to clear a little bit and lower it, that means I'm finding the right effort. It's not a perfect science, but it's one where you're trying to thread the needle and find the best mix of both hitting paces that you want to try to train your body to run and hitting the efforts and managing things appropriately. And this one was obviously 48 hours after my surprise Boulder-thon half marathon race that I did. I wasn't planning on running a half marathon in Boulder, but I ended up doing that. And so I'd run 64:44 48 hours before at 5,600 feet elevation or whatever. So that was a big effort on Sunday. So to come back on 1 day rest, traveling home, lack of sleep, this was a really important key emphasis on session 1 specifically of this double threshold. Keep it easy, don't overdo it, don't overextend, try to get the volume in, try not to shoot yourself in the foot, and play it by ear here. Part 2 of the threshold. Threshold's so nice, you gotta do it twice. I don't actually know the distance of the intervals, but we're gonna go for 6 to 7 miles of work. I think we're gonna start with a 2 mile and cut down in interval length as we go, as fatigue builds. So we're out at Walnut. We're supposed to be at the track, but you know, track access isn't always perfect. So NAU was at the track, so we're giving them their space. But I'm excited to have some company. Aaron should be joining me for at least the first 4 miles of work. Yeah, I feel pretty good. You don't know really though until you get, I'd say 3 miles into these PM sessions, how tired your legs are. But it's practicing running smooth, fast, efficient, and controlled with good fatigue in the legs. A skill that is transferable to what I'm getting ready for, a marathon. Should be fun. We did not do any blood readings for session 2, but we just tried to find the right effort. Started conservative with a 2 mile rep at 9:55, so a touch slower than our average mile pace was for the morning session. But that was just because the length of the interval and getting things started, you kind of want to get your feet under you. Then I hit 4 by mile. Was able to run a little bit quicker than I was in the morning, feeling smooth, feeling relaxed. 4:49 for rep 1 of the mile repeats, 4:47 for rep 2, 4:54, that was into a headwind for rep 3, and then I turned around and finished with a tailwind, 4:44. And this is off of 60 seconds rest between miles and 90 seconds after the 2 mile rep. Don't work out here too often, so I didn't know really what to expect pacing-wise, but I had some company with me, Aaron Benenfeld, German athlete, getting ready for the Valencia Half Marathon. Yeah, training's been going smooth. I've been enjoying doing things a little differently. I think whenever you are coming into a back-to-back marathon block, one thing you have to protect is your mental energy. Obviously, a marathon block feels long, feels drawn out. It can really wear on you mentally, so trying this new training, double threshold for me, has helped keep things really fresh for me mentally and take less mental energy to accomplish a very similar task.